Listen up, partners. This is Good, Bad, Ugly on World Improv Network.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Alex.
I'm David.
And we are your astute wind counselors to get you through the week with any daily grind issues that you may be experiencing or any problems you want us to resolve for you whatsoever. So let's get to our first winner. Our first winner hails from Montreal, Canada, and it's John Luke from Montreal, and he writes, Dear Win, how goes it, USA, 2 days before the craziest elections we Canadians have ever witnessed? How goes it, USA, Dave? What do you think?
Well, we're still here. All
That's
of us, we're still breathing. We get up, eat, and drink, and we're in denial. I think we're in denial because who knows what's going to happen in 2 days.
Yeah.
It is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. And I just heard today that the FBI dropped pursuing the charges against Hillary.
That I did not hear.
Yeah, on a Sunday. So I'm glad my federal tax donations are paying overtime.
You know what?
Sunday.
And yeah, that's right. Overtime's important, you know. At the end of the day, what do they get? Time and a half, you think? How much do you think they get, the federal government gets on for overtime? You think 2 times, 3 times, 1.5 times? You know, because there's usually a scale for it.
Yeah, I didn't have a chance to check it out today, but probably time and a half.
Okay.
At least.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a non-issue. So we wasted all that money because, you know, someone's got friends down there.
In high places to put it, the rest to it, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I tell you what, it does feel almost surreal because this is, without a doubt, the craziest election I can remember. And I'm just wondering what the Americans are going to do. I mean, because we were watching the Win World Local News. And I guess what's really going to happen on Tuesday, and this is the inside information I got, is that Kanye West, I think his real name is Kanye Westicles, and Taylor Swifty, that's her real name, are going to be president and vice president. And they're actually going to win the election on Tuesday because they're being voted in the ballot.
And they're starting a new nation.
They are. They're going to start a new nation, a breakaway nation from North America. And Kanye was laying out his platform, which sounded pretty good to me, I think, you know. So, yeah, you know, it might even get crazier, John Luke, in the days to come, because with Kanye and Taylor become the next president and vice president of the United States, I mean.
Of the new nation.
Of the new nation. It's not even the United States, so it would be the former states of America? Is that what's going to be? Something like that? I have to ask Kanye. We'll call him here after the show and find out what he wants to do, what he wants to call the country.
So I think we're safe because we're, depending on where you live, I think it's broken up by zip code.
It is.
You're going to be part of the new nation.
Yeah.
I think if it ends with 02 to 08.
Then you're part of the new, and then you're safe. I have 08, so I'm good.
I'm 02.
Oh, we're good.
Yeah.
All right.
And anything in the middle.
Well, there you go. Well, let's move on to our next winner then. It's Gloria from Sister Bay, Wisconsin. And she writes, Dear Win, what's with Wieners getting stuck in laptops? Gloria, I think I know where she might be going with this. Well, you got to understand when you're in the office and you're sexting on your computer, or if you're just eating an Oscar Mayer wiener and you drop it in your laptop, there's a new device with the new MacBook Airs that they automatically slam down like a mousetrap. And if it happens to be the wrong wiener or the right wiener, it might get stuck in there. So then in order to get it out, you have to walk around. This is the only way you can get rid of it or get it out of the laptop, is you have to walk around with it for 5 hours. There's a motion sensor in the laptop. So after 5 hours of walking around, that clamshell of the laptop opens back up and sets your wiener free. So that's the only way, Gloria, that you can get your wiener out of a laptop.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Dave?
Well, Gloria, I know in this day and age that there's a lot of mispronunciation of the English language.
Oh.
There's also a lot of typos, at least in the novels I've been reading lately, because people just can't afford to hire. So I interpret this to be a mispronunciation and misspelling of winner.
Winner.
And what I've noticed in a lot of the pools going around the workplace, that the winners, there's a passive aggressive attitude going around. And so people are actually having their heads smashed in their laptop computers. There's a number of lawsuits that I'm aware of because of this, passive aggressiveness. I also know that there is a series of videos going around the workplace. I know there's these sexual abuse training videos, films, but I know that there's a new one, the anti-winner
video series
going around, and it's hosted by Ephraim Zeblis Jr.
Okay.
He used to be part of the FBI TV series.
Oh, so Ephraim is that move? Is that typically the first thing that he instructs is to slam someone by the back of the head into the laptop, and then the laptop closes, or?
There's actually live footage, so I think what they did is kind of like an investigative story, but they worked it into a training film.
Okay.
Because you can actually, if it's compressed perfectly on your temple, then you can lose cerebral spinal fluid out your ear. It actually can cause death.
Oh.
It's a very sad thing. So I think, be a winner in your own right and stay out of the office polls because they can be deadly.
Yeah, that's a good point. And you know what? And that keeps you out of the gossip game. It keeps you from worrying about people who've been talking about your wiener or your hot dogs that you're eating. So that's probably pretty good advice, Gloria. I think you should really heed to what Dave is saying, because if they come up to you one of these days, you never know what's going to happen. Lisa from Richmond, Virginia writes, Dear Win, I just caught my sister trying to use my identity to get a fake ID without me knowing it. What should I do? Ooh, trying to get a fake. Huh, Dave? I mean, you laughed over that. Did you ever try doing that when you were younger? I mean, you don't have to admit
actually,
to it.
when the IDs are so much better now, and I think it's really hard to do that. But when I was younger, and I stole my brother's birth certificate, so
Right.
I actually took my brother's birth. This is a true story. I took my brother's birth certificate to the DMV, and his eyes are brown, my eyes are green, and all you had to do is say I lost my driver's license, and they would issue you a new license. My brother's name was Richard. And so I was nervous as heck, and they called my name out, and I picked up this new driver's license, and they didn't even notice that my eyes weren't brown, and I used it for years to purchase alcoholic beverages.
Is that what you use it for?
I did. I used to go to a liquor store.
Because I was wondering what Lisa's point here is. Why does she even care if her sister's, taking her identity? Do you think she's using it for alcohol?
Well, I think it's good to care. I wonder in this day and age that it's even that easy anymore, because I think people are onto that.
You know what? There was a rumor when I was going to see you that there was a multiple of myself around the campus with people who had picture IDs of me, and I don't know what you would use that for. Maybe like getting into the student union or into the rec center, or maybe just because if you want to do something like buy alcohol, then you could say, if they track it, which they didn't do it back then at least they would know that I went as an alcoholic every single day and bought alcohol.
Well, it's interesting because the biolab up at CU, because I went to CU too, they were actually doing cloning experiments. So I saw...
You saw a couple of me out there?
I did.
Oh my God.
I did. There were like 3 of you, but they had fake IDs.
There was 3 of me.
Yeah, but they were all named different names, and they had fake IDs because actually there was in the police blotter from the CU campus paper, I'm sure you remember.
Right.
That there was an arrest of 3 clones, but they all had fake IDs, and they actually took down 2 freshmen that were selling fake IDs to clones.
Do you know what ended up happening to the clones? Did they start a war or something, or what happened?
I think they're cryogenically frozen, and I think they're part of Dead Guy Days up in Netherlands.
Oh, that makes total sense. So they were with Alfred Packard up in Netherlands hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of cryogenic labs up there. It's kind of on the down low, hush hush.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, because if you're going to eat people, right, and you want to preserve good meat, you got to put it in a cold stasis. Otherwise, it gets rotted or it gets tough. Then the wildlife might come out and eat it. It makes total sense.
Yeah,
if you're a cannibal.
Exactly. I mean, it's cannibalism's on that movie Alive. It's real.
Yeah, and I actually saw where that plane crashed in the movie Alive when I climbed this mountain called Sierra Aconcagua in Argentina. From the summit, you can see the mountain where that plane flew into, and that kind of freaks you out a little bit. Yeah, because you knew that those rugby guys were there, chewing each other up like zombies.
But they were all
later.
clones.
They were all clones.
They were
From
all
CU. Part of the Alfred Packard program.
CU rugby transfer team.
Yeah, part of the Alfred Packard cannibalism team
from Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Division 1. Yeah.
7.
All right, well, there you go, Lisa. I think there should be some concern only because if the clones take your ID, which could be your sister, she might not even be your real sister. She might only be a clone. So you better check into that first. So confront her a little bit about the ID itself, and then ask her some questions that would be a dead giveaway whether or not she's actually your sister. We had a court case about this that I saw in community court about 2 twins that were arguing about whether or not they're actually twins. So find that out first, and then if she is a clone, call David up and report him, because he knows exactly what the next step is to do here. And if she is your real sister, then what you ought to do...
Say you love her.
Just say,
I love you. I forgive you.
I forgive you. And therefore, move forward with it. Let her have a fake ID.
Go get a cup of coffee.
Matter of fact, let her try her new fake ID out at the Starbucks to get a cup of coffee and see if they will serve her, because they might not.
You need to be 21 to have 6 shots or more in a latte.
A quintuple espresso latte. you got to have an ID that tells you that you're 21. So test it out.
Don't let her drive.
Don't let her drive afterwards because sure, she'll be hopped up and she'll crash into something.
And you'll
especially
get the
if you're
ticket because it's your identification.
It's your identification. And you know what? Let's identify one more little piece of inspiration to get you through the rest of the week. You know, this Horoscope Corner.
Love, fortune, status. Let us do your astrological chart. Horoscope Corner on World Improv Network.
Hey, Sagittarius, this is your night, Sagittarius, and what we're focusing on with Saggies this Sunday night is occupation. Hey, are you in a job you love? America! Yeah, and love America in that job. Do you hate your job? You might want to think about quitting it, Saggy, because if you're not in love with your job, you're going down the wrong pipeline. Go see yourself a psychic. Meditate on it. Dream on it. If you have a dream about a new occupation, that's a big sign, Saggy. Move on. I'm not happy here. Join us for World Improv Network on AM 1340, FM 104.7. Join us on Facebook at World Improv Network, Twitter at World Improv Net. And until next time, we'll see you then.
Thanks for listening to Win on Mile High Sports Radio. Don't forget to be a winner and interact with the cast by sending your suggestions or questions for each show segment throughout the week by hitting them up on Facebook at World Improv Network, on Twitter at World Improv Net, or by calling into the Mile High Sports Radio studio line on Sundays before or during the show. See you next week.
I feel it.